the remarkable logo on a purple background. A woman stands in front of a purple background.
Welcome to the Remarkable US Virtual Demo Day. My name is Molly Lazarus, and I run the US arm of the Remarkable Disability Tech Accelerator. This year, made possible by the Cerebral Palsy Alliance Research Foundation, Remarkable supported 5 incredible companies, 4 of which you will hear from today. These startups are not just making the world more inclusive, but they are also building a sustainable business. As you hear from the startups, you may be excited to connect with them. To make this easier, we've created a link where you can select the startup you'd like to connect with. We will then put you on an email thread with them directly. We'll share that via QR code, as well as a link in the chat. Don't be shy about reaching out to our teams. They're excited to hear from you, whether it be an idea for them to try, interest in trying their product, or a recommendation of who they should talk to, or even an interest in investing in their work. We are grateful to have you here today, celebrating these remarkable teams. So with that, I'm excited to hand it over to our remarkable startup founders.
A title card reads, Big Karma presents Phenoms, The Impossible. A man presents in front of a purple background.
What's your perception of disability? Whatever it may be, I'm convinced it is the product of your own life experiences, friends and family circles, like me with my daughter Ariana, but also pop culture. I'm Pascal Clares from Big Karma, a company founded on the belief that pop culture, and interactive gaming even more, can bend, shape, and change social perceptions.
A gamer in a wheelchair plays reality. In animation, phenom Woody Belfort free solos a sheer rock face. Now in real life, he climbs a vertical wall with his wheelchair strapped to him. The 2 Woody Belfort videos merge into the Phenom sports game.
Phenoms, a mobile sports game, turns perceptions of people, especially people with disabilities, upside down and inside out.
An image of a man in a wheelchair balancing on one hand in a skate park bowl. Above it is the tagline, Pop culture can flip the script.
Our inclusive game is for the mass market and accessible for players with disabilities. It's a pretty cool game for anyone and everyone. To quote Adaptive esport gamer Blake Hunt, aka Quad God, gaming is one place that you are allowed to escape. It becomes less about what you're able to do and more about what you're capable of, or dream of. We can all play together. The Phenoms game stars over 40 licensed athletes, all competing and doing things their own way. Every Phenom has vulnerabilities, but also superpowers. After all, this is a video games world. Each superpower is based on character strength or desire. Big Karma is self-publishing the Phenoms free-to-play mobile game and monetizing it through in-app purchases and ad revenue. Phenoms soft launches on Android soon, to be followed worldwide by releases on Apple App Store and Google Play in 2025. Our athletes boast over 50 million social media followers, a loyal and underserved market. People with disabilities command about $21 billion in discretionary income, not to mention the consumer power of their friends, families, and allies. That's why over $57 million a year are spent on ad buys targeting consumers with disabilities. But only less than 3% of ad media actually stars anyone with a disability. Major industry leaders like Netflix, Microsoft, and Toyota are acknowledging these gaps and committing big dollars. Big Karma is the first mover in the gaming industry, raising the bar through Phenoms. This game is the fire starter for the characters-based intellectual property, which includes entertainment programming and lifestyle merchandising, the full power of pop culture. We're creating new revenue streams for athletes with disabilities, offering licensing royalty and business opportunities. Phenoms fills the content and representation gap, and the time is overdue.
The profiles of the 5 executive team members of Big Karma.
We are entrepreneurs who have done our jobs on everything from Ninja Turtles to Barbie and Angry Birds. Our chief revenue officer literally wrote the book on maximizing game monetization. At the heart of Big Karma is my daughter Ariana, who has congenital disorders, but her laugh is infectious, pure joy. Living every day with her, representing her, and observing social interactions to her has changed the man that I am. Ariana is humanity at its most vulnerable and its most superhuman. She's phenomenal, she's pure, she's impossible. She's the reason why I started Big Karma and created Phenoms. We are fundraising to make our sports game the kickoff of a movement. If you'd like to support us or learn more about us, schedule a meeting at bit.ly/BigKarmaMeeting. That's bit.ly/BigKarmaMeeting in title case format, no spaces. May Karma be with you.
A closing title reads, Big Karma presents Phenoms, the Impossible. The logo of the company Leantime. Below the logo, the tagline reads, Project Management for Neurodivergent Minds. A woman stands in front of a purple background.
Hi, I'm Gloria Fulleron, and I'm the founder of Leantime. Leantime makes work management easier for neurodivergent minds. Those are folks with ADHD, dyslexia, and autism. Let me introduce you to somebody you might know. This is Anna. She's a product manager. She grew up being told she was too much, too blunt, too talkative, too all over the place. Now she got in the habit of proving them wrong and taking on a lot, making her a top performer. She finally burned out last year and discovered what everyone said was too much was really undiagnosed ADHD. Now this is John. He's a fabulous software engineer, but he keeps getting passed up for promotion because the team complains that he's not flexible enough, because he struggles with sudden changes in tasks. Now John's autistic, and it's part of what makes him detail-oriented with an insatiable drive to build the right thing. And it's this drive that makes him an asset to the team and the product. Now both Anna and John are neurodivergent. This means that their brains process the world differently. And like them, I'm also one of the 53% of tech workers that identify as neurodivergent. And yet we're working in a world where companies believe only 3% of their employees are. This 50% gap totals over 500 million neurodivergent knowledge workers that aren't getting the support they need at work.
A pictograph showing that traditional PM tools have an adoption rate of 23%.
And even with a proliferation of work management tools, it's no wonder they have adoption rates of 23% as they continue to be built on the assumption that all employees process information the same way. The reality is, though, cognitive diversity brings success. Studies have found people with ADHD are more innovative. In fact, it's unlikely that Microsoft would exist without Bill Gates' ADHD hyperfocus. And when we're supported, we do better. JP Morgan found supported autistic employees were up to 140% more productive, with other studies finding that cognitively diverse teams bring in more revenue. Now, I was diagnosed 3 years ago. And when I look back, I realized that even becoming a nurse in my first career was an attempt to treat my undiagnosed ADHD by leaning into what now sets our patent-pending system apart. Leantime uses a proprietary motivation model that focuses on 8 primary areas, split into intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. We take these motivating factors, empower users with the insights, and then pair them with behavioral science and AI to better help people manage their work. And the data shows that it's working. With over 41,000 accounts, nearly 1.8 million Docker pulls, and our growth being entirely organic and inbound. It's clear that people are looking for a system that does more than sell you productivity. Taking a bottoms-up approach, we've started with a B2C model because we find that even when companies have a tool, people are still using their own. And then, as we grow, quickly shifting to enterprise penetration through accessibility, HR, and DEI. We are now raising a pre-seed round to expand our personal motivation features while building partnerships with the providers and practitioners who support neurodivergent tech workers. In today's world, it isn't enough to manage data.
An image of the Leantime interface, open to the task list page.
You need to help people understand how they relate to that data and how to use it in their own lives. Going back to Anna, to have prevented her burnout, we could have helped her better start and manage her task list. In Leantime, managing your task list starts with onboarding. As you go in and offload your task list, we take that and we help you learn what a project looks like. We set goals and then we help you set the intentions on when to work on them. For John, helping him manage his task shifts is easier when he understands how he feels about tasks. allowing folks to rate how they feel about their work on an emoji rating scale from red, swearing, angry face to an elated unicorn, those tasks that you would like to see more often. We then help him prioritize his work based on how he feels about it, and in the future can then help teams identify who to assign tasks to based on their interests.
A radar chart shows workplace goals such as value alignment and impact.
Finally, the future of Leantime looks like being able to see how you relate to your work and then understanding what changes and shifts you need to make in order for work to be motivating. Now, ultimately, our tools should enable our brains to do their best work. And it's not just for the future of work. It's for the future of Amelie's work, my 8-year-old daughter, who is autistic with ADHD. You can't see the differences in her brain by looking at her, and the future of work needs to be one where you don't have to. If you are interested in being part of the future of work or know someone we should be connected to, you can email me directly at gloria@leantime.io. Again, I'm Gloria Fulleron with Leantime. Thank you.
A logo of the company We Hear You. A woman and a man stand next to each other in front of a purple background.
My name is Bethany Corey, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of We Hear You.
And I'm Jamal Stevenson. I'm the Chief Sales Officer of We Hear You.
And what we do is open doors.
Doors to opportunity.
Doors to freedom.
And yes, y'all, the literal, physical doors we walk through every day.
You see, we identified a problem. Accessible automatic doors are not actually accessible. They aren't financially accessible, logistically accessible, or physically accessible. They aren't financially accessible to business owners who want to install them, costing between $5,000 and $10,000. They aren't logistically accessible for the large percentage of buildings not conducive to hardwiring, such as historic buildings. And the buttons themselves aren't often physically accessible to users who really need them. They're usually placed far away from doors or too close to doors to make it feasible for individuals to get through the door before it closes. It is for these reasons that we estimate 90% of the 42 billion doors in public spaces are not actually accessible at the level that is needed. This means that the market has not created a sufficient solution for the 1.5 billion people globally who require accessibility, and it has left these individuals facing a closed door. Until now.
So, we developed 2 ways to help businesses become more accessible. The first way is our Hero Door Opener, which removes the step of hardwiring a door to make it automatic by plugging into a nearby outlet and simplifying installation time to only a few minutes, and that lowers the cost by almost 70%. The second is our Push Receiver, a Bluetooth-powered device that retrofits into any existing automatic door, and it allows them to be opened from up to 20 feet away. When either solution is installed, we provide ways to use it. A physical push fob with versatile attachments, our free push app, and we've redesigned the original wall button to make it movable to fit diverse needs.
The logos of 6 different Hero supporters.
Our team is based in St. Louis, a city known as the gateway to the Midwest, and a region that's already telling us they want to open more doors to more people. To date, we've already installed our products in stadiums and businesses across the city and have pending pre-orders with hospitals, universities, and assisted living facilities. Excitingly, we've landed an exclusivity contract for 50 locations across the US, with opportunities to more corporate partnerships. Even better, we're planning on releasing a feature for our users to be able to report non-compliant doors, meaning that we will turn our customers into our sales force to drive adoption.
You would think the door industry would focus on accessibility, but consolidation among the top 3 US door manufacturers has slowed innovation. Meanwhile, the automatic door market is growing, with a projected 6.7 annual growth rate over the next 8 years and a current value of $22 billion. This shows the industry is ready for change. Our technology is designed to give people independence while making doors accessible to everyone.
And we're raising a seed round to make thousands of doors accessible around the country in the next 5 years. If you're interested in joining us for the journey or know an organization who wants to open more doors to more customers, get in touch. We are We Hear You.
Opening doors to your success.
A logo of the company We Hear You. The logo of the company WheelPad. Below the logo, the tagline reads, "Your home, accessible now," followed by a picture of a woman in front of a house. 2 women standing next to each other in front of a purple background.
Hello, I'm Julie Lineberger, founder and CEO of WheelPad L3C. Luella Stratner, WheelPad's Chief of Staff, is co-presenting with me today. Imagine living your best life, feeling on top of the world. In an instant, life throws you a curveball. Within minutes, you are literally fighting for your old life.
An image of a man taking photographs on top of a snow-capped mountain, and another picture of a woman standing beside the same man now in a wheelchair.
My godson, Riley Poor, was 4 days shy of his 26th birthday when that happened in a pool accident, resulting in quadriplegia. For others, it's on a battlefield defending one's country, or in a doctor's office with a diagnosis of ALS, MS, or a childhood cerebral palsy. In all of these instances, perhaps the biggest surprise realization is one's home no longer fits the life situation, and returning to that place to heal is no longer easy. This situation is more common than you think. Yet, for every 100 families who need accessible homes, only 7 have them. That's 7%. Others start on a 6-month minimum, expensive remodel with all the tiny stress-inducing decisions for accessibility, or face leaving their home the moment they need it most. Additionally, 4.1 million people turn 65 each year in the US. 87% of us want to age in place. That's nearly 3.6 million new accessible houses needed a year. Joseph Sincata, inventor and architect, my husband and co-founder, created a solution. This is what our godson was facing. We knew how to solve it for Riley, and now we are solving it for anyone and everyone.
We are building SweetPad, a 200 square foot universally designed bedroom-bathroom suite on wheels that can be attached to a home to rapidly add accessible living space.
A series of videos showcasing the exterior and interior of a WheelPad house.
Our universal design meets or exceeds all ADA standards, including an integrated hoist track and a full wet room bathroom. SweetPad can be fully installed in as little as 2 weeks after delivery. It was designed to be the coolest room in the house. Our customers agree, calling it peaceful, a sanctuary. The natural finishes and light-filled design are meant to feel like home instead of a hospital room. We build with natural, non-toxic materials to support those with chemical sensitivities. Our manufacturing team in Vermont takes great care and pride in the work that they do, knowing that their efforts directly impact the quality of life for someone. And most of all, we design the pricing of our SweetPads to be universally accessible to everyone, with special financing, lease options, and a buyback program. Since our founding, we've placed over 20 SweetPads across the lower 48, allowing us to prove our concept, improve the design, and build incredible demand. In 2022, we brought production in-house, building out a facility and a diverse team, and we re-engaged with contract manufacturing partners across the country. The truth is, demand outpaces supply. For each SweetPad we've placed since 2018, we've had to say no to 6 customers because of a lack of inventory. We want to be able to help Susan and her husband Lee, whose ALS is progressing much more quickly than they hoped. We want to help Ankita, who after a car accident would like to return home to her children, not remain in the rehab facility 2 hours away. We want to help Jeff, a victim of home invasion gone wrong, and Tyrone, a skiing accident. Because in reality, WheelPad must start working on someone's surprise accessibility project 3 months before the accident or diagnosis. Currently, our hearts hurt as we cannot meet their time frame dictated by a progressing disease, an accident, or a release from rehab. This is why we are now scaling our business.
Aerial image of the vision WheelPad has to scale their facility.
Scaling with a round of mission-match investment will allow us to create an inventory, thereby collapsing the time to deliver our pads, personal, accessible dwellings. It will enable us to hire and retain manufacturing, construction, managerial, and other professionals. There are other companies building ADUs, yet none meeting, let alone exceeding, ADA standards. The WheelPad team, currently 13 of us, needs to double in size to meet the current demand and address our proven and growing customer needs. Should you be excited with the prospect of keeping even more families together in their own homes? If our mission resonates with you, please connect with us to join in bringing our vision to reality. Please help us keep families together by making their homes accessible now. Thank you.
A presentation slide with the image of a bedroom and a QR code. A QR code.